Hello, this is Gertrude Macho again here in Wellington, New Zealand. It's about 1:15 in the morning in New Zealand, and I am talking to Darlene Batrowny in New York, best-selling author of the book The Smart Art, The Art of Early Learning. Darlene, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Gertrude. How are you?
I'm good. I'm so glad we've connected to talk about this amazing book that you've written. What inspired you to write this book, Darlene? And what is it
Well,
about?
it's about the first book. It's a book. It's the first book of a series, Welcome Smart Art, and it's a series that talks about. It's a fun series for parents, but it also talks about development and information that new parents might need that will help them with their children and help their children later in life.
Okay, so you have a background in the sciences. You were a nurse for quite a number of years. You want to tell me a little bit about how you developed the content for your book?
Yes, actually, I worked for about 25 years as a nurse with nurse home visiting, working with families and children, working in child development with developmental screenings, also in a longitudinal study, seeing families. So over all those years, and working as a program director also for a children's agency, over all of those years, I've worked directly with children and read the research that came out of some of the interviews that I conducted. And really, it's just seeing what can help children, seeing one-on-one, working with the families, and seeing the simple things that parents can do that really can benefit a child. So thinking about that, I just thought, what is a simple way to get the message across to parents in a fun way? And I like doing a lot of different things. So the book idea came to me. I thought if I wrote a book, in the small amount of time that it would take to read a book, the parent could get information that can benefit their child, and the child can benefit by hearing the sounds and getting the interaction and really hearing the rhyming that goes on in the storybook. So that was how that all came about. I guess 25 years of working with families, and finally an idea came.
Fantastic. So this is a book that's really going to help both the mother and or the parents and the child. And so from your experience, I mean, the thing that must have inspired you is that you must have seen quite a few gaps for, first-time parents in terms of the development of their kids and how to stimulate them. What are the main gaps that you saw from your experience?
Just parents not realizing that really starting at birth, a child when they're first born has over 700 connections per second are happening in a child's brain. So that time, that quiet time when they're there and you're just holding them, they're not just laying there. They're experiencing things, they're learning things, and over the years I've seen many things, and one thing that really sticks out in my mind is a mother that I worked with. She had many, many challenges. She had a mental health diagnosis. She didn't have any support at all except for 2 programs that she worked with, yet her child was thriving. And she was doing all of those things. She would talk to her baby, hold her baby. She loved to sing. She had a beautiful voice, and she would sing to her baby. And her baby was just thriving because she was doing the things that the research talks about that are really important for children very early on for brain development.
Wow, that's a very good example. A lot of people don't realize that although they're not speaking, they're not communicating, their little brains are actually working and they need quite a lot of stimulation, correct?
Correct. And the other part of the book is developmental milestones. And for growth and development, it's important just to know as you go to the doctors and you see how your child is growing, to see how they're also growing as far as development. And I've worked with parents who, with this knowledge, were able to see very early on that a child might have a delay or they're not doing something that they might be doing or should be doing at that age. And all development is an average, so not every child does everything at the same time. So my goal is not to have parents worry about this, but just to have the knowledge And there have been parents who have found one particular parent who saw something, took it to her doctor, and ended up at a specialist, and the specialist was amazed at how early she caught on to it, and it was because she had this knowledge of the growth and developmental milestones.
Yeah, because when you do have a baby, a lot of times you're not really prepared very well in terms of, what to expect with regards to the milestones of your child's development. So a lot of things can actually slip through the cracks, correct?
Correct. And I remember myself as a parent, when you get the baby and you come home and you have this little baby and you don't have a booklet or anything that really tells you what to do. It's just, okay, welcome, your baby's here. So I think just having that information is great. And for the first book, my goal is for every parent to have this information right at birth or before birth, to get the book
really
at the shower, so they have that knowledge.
Okay. Now, I guess one of my other questions is, do you cover topics that help parents that might have children with a disability, a mental disability? And, what are the signs that they need to look out for? Is this part of what your book covers?
The book is, because it's a children's book, it's very basic. So at the beginning, there is a letter to parents that explains a little bit about developmental milestones and brain development. And then at the end, there are activities and ways to promote growth and development for each age range of the book. So the first book is infants, and then it goes on up to 3 years of age.
Okay, so it's more a very interactive book with some real tangible tips, ideas, games they can play to stimulate their kids, correct?
Correct. Mm-hmm.
Now, your little character in the book, I love the book cover. What inspired you to come up with him? I realized that he's got that symbol like Superman on the front. Tell me a little bit about how you came up with the design for your book cover.
Well, smart art, I can't take all the credit for. I wanted a little baby. I wanted him to have little glasses on and just be very cute. But I had a wonderful illustrator, and she made the character, and she showed it to me, and then she revised it just a little bit, and it was perfect. And she just did a great job. Her name was Diana Hernandez, and she's a wonderful illustrator. And really, can I show you a picture of it? I have a picture of the book.
Let's have a look.
There he is.
Hold it up again. Oh, he is cute. He is absolutely cute. Oh, wow. Now, you are working on a sequel to this book, are you not?
I am, yes. I'm just ready to have book 2 released. So I will be putting book 2 out soon. Book 3 through 5 are written and illustrated, and I'll be working quickly on those to get those out as soon as possible.
So book 2 is called A Fish Named Bart. What is this book cover?
A Fish Named Bart starts with the grandpa reading a story, and he's reading a story, and in the story there is a fish, but there's also another fish in Bart's room. I won't go into too much more detail about that, but that fish overhears the story, and because of the story, he has a wish, and Bart tries to help him. Smart Art tries to help Bart, and Smart Art kind of gets in trouble each time in the book a little bit, causes a little bit of chaos in the book. In the first book, he was born in the newborn nursery at the hospital, and created a little bit of chaos there, but always in the long run, he's doing it to help others. So that's kind of his thing.
So are your books progressing with age in terms of the type of content? Is he a little older now in this new book?
Yes, he is. Well, he's only up to about 9 months in the second book, but he grows to age 3. He goes to daycare later on. He attends a circus, so he does grow. The character gets older, so you get to see Smart Art and his little character as he ages.
Oh, wow. I love that. Ages from 0 to 3. What a stimulating series of books. Now, where can people buy the book at the moment, the first one, and can they pre-order the second one?
Yes, Welcome Smart Art is available on Amazon.com, and it's available on a lot of sites. So if you Google the Art of Early Learning series, and the art is with 2 T's, so the art, because that's his name, of Early Learning series, Welcome Smart Art with 2 T's, is available on Amazon and many other places online, all over the world really right now, and also on my website, Welcome Smart Art, or the website is smartart.com.
Okay. Okay. Now,
SMARTART.com.
now the other thing that you are offering is a coaching service for people who do want guidance. Am I correct?
Yes,
How
that
can
is
people get
something.
access to you?
Pardon?
And how can people get access to you?
On my website, smartart.com, there's a contact page, and feel free to go to the contact page at any time and send a message to me, and I would be glad to talk to people. The other thing that I'm doing is interviewing parents. Every parent has a story to tell. Every parent has a little bit of advice where they can help someone else. So also if you go to my website, smartart.com, and go to that contact page, if you're a parent, and it doesn't matter if your child's 20 or your child's 1, I'm interested in interviewing parents, and it's just an email interview where I send the information and you fill the information out, and then I put that up on the website, and I only use a first name and a last initial, so it is confidential, but if anyone has a website that they want to share in the interview, they can do that also.
Okay, that's fantastic. And it's also good, for parents to share information about what they've gone through, because you never know how your story could help another parent who's going through the same thing. That's an
That's right.
amazing idea. Well, look, I look forward to seeing the release of your second book and perhaps catching up with you again so we can talk about that and see how things are going for you. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Gertrude. I really appreciate it. It was fun.
Well, you have a good day, and we will catch up once you finish the second book and it's ready for release.
All right. Thank you very much. See you
Thank
soon.
you. Bye.
Bye.